What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Show with another video, and today talking about these prices raising in the gaming industry. It's actually crazy. They're trying to go to $80 for a lot of games. I don't know specific ones. I know Borderlands kind of mentioned it. I know that Mario Kart was talking about also going $80. Now, the decision to raise the standard price of video games to $80 signals a serious shift in the industry. Let's get something out of the way though. Let's be honest with ourselves. Gaming is a luxury. Like we don't have to buy it. It's a luxury item. It's a luxury activity, hobby, whatever you want to call it. It's not a necessity. It is a form of entertainment. But at the end of the day, not everyone can afford it, and that's okay. What is not okay is just pretending that the average gamer can keep running out and buying all these games with the price increasing the way it is. And some companies like to try to justify the higher prices with higher development costs and there's more content in the game. And I'm gonna be honest, because they talked about the Borderlands. Borderlands is one I think the guy said basically fans will find a way to pay for it if they really want it. And I get that, and they're relying on their IP. They're relying on the fact that people know that Borderlands would be a decent game. And Borderlands 1 was good. Borderlands 2 was probably one of the best games ever made, and definitely worth $80 to be honest. But at the same time, they had DLCs. They had like a lot of extra content tacked on that would make it $80 plus. Borderlands 3 was okay. To me, like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It was a cool game. Worth $80? I wouldn't say so. Even though Borderlands has such a great replayability, like, frame, I still wouldn't pay $80 for that game. I'm not gonna lie. Not for 3. And the way I'm looking at it is like, how is development of these games that crazy? If that's the case, give us PS5 era again. You don't have to give us anything past that. Like, stop trying to make all these grand games. You don't need a grand game to be great. Look at Astrobot. That game was innovative. It was creative, and it won literally the Game Awards. Like, it won the whole thing. The only thing that irritates me about the price hike, because look, me personally, I'm a person that would pay $80 if it's a quality game I know I like. Like, yeah, I'd be iffy on certain games. Like, if I were to go out and buy $80, I spent like what, $70 on Sparking Zero. Played it for like a week and threw it away. You know what I'm saying? And not just to say I waste money, it's just more the fact that if it's an IP I like, it's an IP I enjoy, I'm going to buy it. That's just how it goes, right? And I think they're relying on that. It's more like on a smaller scale, 2K. Like, people love basketball, so 2K gets a lot of money every year because it's really the only basketball platform out for people to really play competitively. So they just make their money regardless. And I feel like it's like that for certain IPs, but this is going to kill a lot of new games that want to come out at 80 plus. Because I'm not going to try a new game at $80 a pop. Like, you got to be already established. You got to have great games under your belt for me to pay that much. And if we're being honest, that's not even really the main issue, right? Let's be honest, right? Games like Cyberpunk. Now, you could argue Cyberpunk is worth $80, right? Like, let's say that you include everything in the DLCs and stuff, it would be worth $80. But let's be honest, when that came out, it was probably one of the worst launches I've ever seen. Now, imagine paying $80 to get a half-finished game where all the bugs aren't tested. You over here buying collector's editions for $150 and the game don't even work. We gotta rely on day one patches to get everything patched up, or try to get everything patched up. The price isn't going up because the value to the player has doubled. No, it's going up because companies know people will try to pay for it, and that's the dangerous part. You raise prices, you gotta raise value, and that's just not happening. You're gonna turn away a lot of potential newcomers to your game for making them pay $80. And it's sad. It's really sad because a lot of people don't really like the live service method, right? Like to buy a game or have a game free and then you pay for like the skins and the microtransactions, but the game prices are raising so high, it's like those are just a little more desirable right now. You have indie games that'll still be decently priced. Games that have like subscription models, or you have to have subscriptions to pay for them, like the whole to play them. It's like the whole Game Pass situation, which I don't mind. I love Game Pass. And I mentioned before, we got the free to play innovations. But if AAA games follow the $80 path, it might be bad for AAA games. I'm not gonna lie, it might be bad. And I'm not even really gonna get political on you or whatever. It's just more of the fact that, like, the world right now can't really afford $80 games, not on the regular at least. Well, look, say I'm exaggerating, say I'm being over dramatic, and I can kind of see that. I kind of see where like $80 isn't that bad. It's just $10 more and 70. But there's been a lot of situations where I've been hesitant to press that price tag because it was $70. And I get that doesn't really mean much because I mean I end up buying it, but I don't know. Some days I just don't have that extra 10. Now, games like GTA, right? Which I can kind of see a little bit of, right? Like GTA has a lot of content in the game. GTA is in a sense, an innovative game. Like, I played the GTA, the original GTA 5. You know, story mode, I played online for years and 20 years until eventually I ended up stopped playing online. It just got boring. It got dead. It was just over with. You know, we found ways to make it entertaining, like with a group of friends, but then it eventually died. And then I moved on to GTA RP, which in a sense is GTA basically a PC version with mods and stuff. And that was a fun experience. But it's just more the fact that games like that, games that'll last me for a decade, definitely don't mind paying $80 plus. At the same time, it's not really $80, right? You're paying for most of the time DLCs, expansions and stuff, and it's just the price keeps raising up. It's like Destiny in a sense. Destiny 3 would come out with $80, but over the time you end up paying almost $1,000 for the amount of DLC this is gonna come out. And I'm not mad. I'm not gonna say that like supporting your game with DLC is a problem. It's mostly related to a lot of those single player games that have DLC literally already made that you spend about 2 hours for and you have to pay $20 to get the DLC. I want DLC I want literal expansions. I don't want DLC anymore. If we're gonna charge $80 for a game, DLC should be included. It shouldn't be no day one DLC. That to me is insane. Once I even started seeing that, I forgot what game I was playing, and the day it came out, it had a day one DLC. They had a whole different story that they wouldn't even allow you to play unless you paid the money. And considering that it came out day one, you would think they were added to the game. And see, we talk about games like GTA, which I think is decent, right? Like GTA, the GTA 5, GTA RP. That's cool. And even games like Borderlands, I mentioned earlier, games like Borderlands, I fully can get behind. I fully would understand why those games would be $80 if, and only if it's including everything. Like if I would have paid like the complete edition or whatever, then I wouldn't mind the $80. But look, if I play a game that lasts me for 10 hours, you know what? 10 hours is kind of long. If it lasts me for like 6-8 hours and you expect me to pay $80 because it looks really, really good and realistic, what are we doing? I've seen games that like literally do not last you any type of time, have no replay value. They just look good. I just can't do it. I'll be honest, I just can't do it. I can't really see myself paying for a lot of games that are $80 that really only last me a 7-8 hour campaign. It's just not really my style. That being said, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. If you find this price increase insane like I do, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next video.